first to say thank you. Thank you to Mr. President for his nomination and his support throughout the campaign. He signed so many letters, talked to so many heads of state to make it happen. To the Chief of Staff, who was so instrumental in making sure that I was encouraged to stick with the campaign, and also worked very hard with the various heads of state to support my nomination, with my brother and sister from Industry, Trade and Investment. Foreign Affairs Minister is not here. And with the team that I just talked about from Geneva, all of them. I couldn't have done it without this. But I want to say a special thank you to young people in Nigeria. Honestly, they sent so much encouragement. Day after day, they were on social media sending encouraging messages, doing videos, so many things I didn't even think about to encourage me with the campaign. So to the young people of Nigeria, I say thank you, and I hope that this will show you that any one of you can make it and make the country proud. I have come here to also discuss with Mr. President what the WTO can do to work with Nigeria to improve our economy and our economic situation. And we talked about a number of issues. First of all, Nigeria is a large market in and of itself, 200 million people. But we also now have the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, which makes a market of 1.3 billion people on the continent. And there's a unique opportunity for Nigeria to improve its standing in trade. Currently, we're 0.3% of world trade, 19% of Africa's trade. And in logistics, we rank 103 out of 167. But what does this say to us? It says that we have a great opportunity to improve our situation and to improve our economy through trade. And that is really important. So we talked about issues in agriculture, how we can add value to our agricultural products. As you all know, we have a transition happening in the world, going away from fossil fuels to renewables because of the issue of climate change, which is with us. And to do that, we have to start the transition ourselves. Of course, we will need our gas and our oil for the next couple of decades or so, but we also have to start moving towards renewables. We have to start moving towards more manufacturing. We have to start looking to add value to the products we now have. Why is that important? This is so that we can create more jobs and trade more. You can trade more if you produce more and add more value. Let's not export our jobs to the outside. So these were the issues we have in agriculture. I just gave Mr. President the example of shea butter and sesame seed. Nigeria is one of the largest producers in the world, and you know these are used for cosmetics. So the WTO, together with the International Trade Center, came here to work with women and men in a cooperative, Ifedapo, a cooperative in Shaki, in Oyo State, to try to improve the quality of their product. We were producing this, but we could not access the US or European market because the quality of our product was not good enough. But by working with the WTO, they were able to improve the quality of the shea butter that was being produced, for example. We get NAFDAC approval and registration, which also opened the door for them to be able to export some of these products, sell domestically to cosmetics manufacturers, but also export. 200 million metric tons. Now they have an order for 500 million more. So that's sorry, not 500 million, 500 metric tons. 200 metric tons initially they produce, now 500 metric tons more. This is the kind of thing that WTO can do, working with the ordinary man and woman in order to improve their standard of living and increase their incomes. The second area is services. Nigeria has many young people with a lot of talent. I just saw today that one of our musicians, Burna Boy, he won the Grammy Award, our music, our movies are exported, and technology. Our young people are on the internet, creating value, fintech, financial technology. We have the investment in Flutterwave that has led to the company being valued at almost $1 billion. Our young people are doing so many things in services that can also be exported. And that is one area we need to look at. I was very heartened when the president spoke of investing in young people. Even we spoke about the Safe Schools initiative and guarding our young people to grow them, invest in them so that they can attain whatever heights they want for the future and produce and sell their services elsewhere. So that's another area we can work with these young people to access the e-commerce on the internet. That's one area where the WTO is currently negotiating rules that can underpin the world e-commerce trade, which is very important to make it a level and accessible playing field for all. We also talked about COVID and what WTO can do to improve access to vaccines, therapeutics, and diagnostics. Of course, these commodities are traded, and reducing export restrictions, encouraging manufacturing, and increasing the volume of these products. We talked about that, and first to get them to poor countries, but the fact that Nigeria can also set up manufacturing capacity for vaccines. Africa imports more than 90% of the pharmaceutical products it uses, including us. And therefore, we can do better by establishing more production here. We have the market, and we talked about that, and the need for a public-private partnership to do this, not for now, but for the future. So many areas in which WTO is working and can support Nigeria with bringing in investment, improving logistics, training our young people, giving access to capacity building for them, and therefore getting the economy to grow through trade. So I will stop it there. I can tell you we talked about the challenges before the WTO. WTO has many challenges. It has to complete multilateral negotiations on fisheries, for instance, which it's been ongoing for 20 years, and I said 20 years is enough. We must bring it to a conclusion. It has to improve its dispute settlement system. It has to update its rules for e-commerce, for women in trade, for micro, medium, and small enterprises. These are all areas the WTO needs to do more and better. And we're certainly working on all these areas. And I ask Mr. President for his support, because we need to bring the world together to agree on some of these rules. So let me leave it there, and thank you very much, members of the press. Good to see you again. Thank you.